WSL Finals. If the women's title match was any indication, buckle your seatbelts because we got another title match starting up right now. Two former world champs, John Florence up against Italo Ferreira in title match number 1 for the men. No restart. They deemed that there was rideable waves, and Italo now is going to make a quick heat out of it. Finds this right here. Tosses that one. Quick reverse on the backhand, spends a lot of time in the whitewater there. Had to do it though, it was a pretty tapered wave. One exciting move there. Looking to the inside. And sharp as always, gets the finish for Italo Ferreira. So very strategic play there, Jesse. When Italo realized they're not going to get the restart, he went straight to work.
Yeah, like it's a split-second decision right there for you to actually be able to pull that off. Like it was not easy for him to, as you see right here, just pushing it so much, that back foot. Both of his foot disengaged the board. As you see it right there, his foot's way far forward. Brings it back in because he had a lot of downtime. Kind of cruises around this section here because it was pretty flat, but finish it up strong. Nice setup to finish up very strong with the nice tail release right there.
And Rich, this is the moment right here where Italo realized, let's get it going.
Yeah, and Italo had the inside track for the right-hander, and he forced the issue.
Both of these guys with their sense of tube time and everything that they can do inside of these waves. Gabby on another wave, just taking a look, probably his 55th wave this heat. Well, this could be another one of those years. Gabby's up and riding again, he's in the tube and kicking out.
Good man, Strider. Yeah, we've seen Jack do that so many times. He did it a couple times at G-Land, specifically to Toledo. And he's already has 10 waves in this final. That's 38 waves ridden today on finals day. And Jack Robinson lunges into the pocket. He's got some speed to guide him towards the exit. Robinson makes it. Throws down a backhand carve. And now nice calm celebration from the Australian, chasing a 7.18 for the lead.
Wow, here you go. Replay so deep on this wave. Look at him pumping down the line. He did at least 2 pumps there just to make it out of that one. Followed us up with a carving maneuver. Little fist pump. He is liking it.
Watch this as he's in this barrel. Let's see if we can see the foot adjustment. As he goes into this next section, right there, he actually, if the other angle, you can see he actually put his back foot further back, almost bracing himself, knowing that there wasn't going to be the clean exit, and he like set up for it, knowing that it was going to be something that he had to push his way through. Looking at this top angle here, right back there, he actually put his foot back, and just that's why he was able to just have all that extra stability. And to me, it feels like an easy one to turn the heat. It's just, it was impressive. It was technical. He was deep. All of it. There was that wow factor. All of a sudden, you're just like, whoa, how did he make that? There's the foot back. See how he just did that little shift and put himself in perfect position. Adjustments, those little subtle things, those aren't things that he's thinking about. He just does it, right? And it's just, instinct.
The art of tube riding. There's a lot more than just set it and forget it. You know, for Jack, he does so much, especially backhand, the way he sped up.
The way this played out, they both matched up, and now we've got a real heat on our hands.
Late takeoff for Gabriel Medina. Big section, sets his line. It's staying open. And somehow the foam ball gets a hold of Gabriel Medina.
Seconds away from making that. Here it goes again.
Medina not giving up. It gave me a kind of a flashback of that CJ Hobgood wave that he did make. Kind of rode over some fluffy pillows, as he called it. And
incredible.
Was able to get a 10-point ride over Julian Wilson a few years back. And Jack Robinson is officially the champion of the Shiseido Tahiti Pro, presented by Outerknown, and we will see you at the Rip Curl WSL Finals.
Incredible. All the way down to the wire, the last heat of the year, and look at, he thanked the reef. I think he looked down there and he looked at that reef and had a little moment there, because that was incredible. And what a feat, what a day.
40-minute final scored on your top 2 waves. Australia versus Brazil, regular versus goofy. This is as good as it gets. Jack Robinson competed for his first world title last season at Lower Trestles. This is just his 3rd year on tour. And starting already, Gabriel Medina timed this one at the buzzer and already coming flying out of the tube to take on Jack Robinson. Remember, a lot on the line. A spot in the WSL Final 5. And it's going to come down to this, the last heat of the regular season. That Gabriel Medina demands, Flick. What do you see here?
Yeah, beautiful opening wave from Gabby here. Straight in and out. Nice travel time too. So great way to get started. This wave, yeah, great point, Pete. It just looks so much more groomed out there right now. That squall has moved through. You can see the face of that wave looking so nice and clean.
But it's also to Medina's credit just finding sections of the reef to work with as he's hunting right now. Up and out. I mean, Pete, if you could draw low over this reef and just mark all the takeoff spots that Medina has utilized on the road to this final, it would look like a cartoon that you drew.
Yeah,
on
it looked like Nate Florence's map of Namibia.
As we look into the channel with Medina, this is what you'd expect from him, Pete. Not just taking all the energy, not sitting still at all. He could close this out early like he's done to his opponents all week.
A big number came out there for Leo.
Rolling in and a nice lunge in the pit for Medina. Another successful make as he lays it down. Ollies down the step. How much confidence does this man have? 17 CT wins. If he gets the victory in this final, he'll break the tie that he shares on the all-time win list.
I mean, look, he just found another big barrel. We haven't seen anything like that, and all of a sudden he finds it and then lays into a big hack. Again, showing us just building through an event. That was just underneath and out.
The judges will be looking at this going, oh, that was actually a mistake that he didn't ride out clean.
He just heard that he got a 7.33, and here he goes again. Ferreira looking for a ramp, pops it up, tail high on that one. That one got released. But the 7.33, talk about pressure for John Florence. Looking for the right, has to fade into this one. Florence pops it up, gets it all the way around. Nice reverse for John on the outside. He's going to turn to the rails of the Red Tiger here with a couple of nice carves. Florence, speed line on the inside. Big layback hack showing some power. Make it 2 for John. Been waiting a while for this wave and rewards us with some great surfing, John Florence. Let's take a look at the replay here, Jesse.
Yeah, as he identifies that wave kind of running down the line, starts off with a nice reverse right there. Very critical and putting all on the line on the first turn. Sees front foot, brings it back down. Beautiful hack right there. And then right here, kind of just milks everything that the wave has, starts to wind it down what's ahead of him, and a big layback right here. Powerful through that turn. One more and it's going to finish off. Pushing as much as you could right there in that section. Yeah. That was great. I like how he was firm in that section right there. He was like, hey, I got this. There was a lot of pressure on top of him.
This is unbelievable, this air. Have a look at the footwork of John here. Right up on the nose, that front foot. It slips all the way back. Almost comes off that hillside rail, and he's able to reposition his feet midway through that bottom turn, and now he starts to wind up again. One thing to note about the way John Florence surf, he's like a swivel. There's so much twisting and contorting.
Here we go. Here it comes. Here comes Italo using his priority. Ferreira looking for a ramp down the line, pops it up, full rotation, puts it down, and points to the fans. If you got a 7.33 for the last one.
I mean, I think so too. He had a little bit more time to actually get speed, and I wanted to pay attention on the head rotation that he has on that turn. As you're going to see right here, he's going to aim that straight into the flats, but halfway through the turn, look, he starts to set up, aims that lip down, aims it to the shore, and then right there, halfway through, he throws that head all the way around to get the full rotation as he landed so clean. That was beautiful work from him.
If you were a skateboarder, you would call that bolts. That was a perfect landing.
It's pressure building up, and Italo looks like it's going to get another one.
This time going left, Ferreira. Big slash there. He's had a dependable air reverse on the left all day long. Looks for the ramp, pops it up. Again, nose picks out of it. Difficult to spin out of that, but Italo Ferreira, again, just showing the mastery that he's been showing all day long. Here goes John. Pops it up. Nose pick, air reverse. Slashing turn to follow. One more slash, a little bit of a buried rail. Taper on this one. going to stick with it. Fairly similar to his 7.17. He needs an 8.16. And you can see even with the body language kicking out of that one, he can feel the number himself. What do you think, Jesse?
You can see it right here. It's a bit of an A-frame, but this is beautiful turn, but a bit catchy right there. Got the tail high. And then this one, he pushed hard, but as you see, he had to force through those turns the whole time. This is another great turn. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to come in an 8.16.
I'm reluctant to give a score at this point. I'm just going to talk through what John did on this wave. It was great surfing. All those maneuvers were connected. So again, a high-risk maneuver to start. Gets the grab rail. Nose pick. Gets so low right here. All that body transition. The weight going from the tail to the front foot. Now he powers up again. Straight into a layback power hack. It's a tiny bit of tail release there. As you said, Jesse, just gets caught on his heel side.
Italo uses his priority. Ferreira stomps on the tail, waiting for a ramp, builds up speed now. Flat spin, gets on his toes, goes down. So we're still waiting for that John score for wave number 2 that is going to decide title match heat number 1.
This is unbelievable.
Comes in, 8-3-3, John. Heat 1 of the title match is his. Early advantage to John Florence. He did that with just 2 waves ridden in Heat 1 of the title match.
That was crazy turning point for John.
Jesse, can we even question the energy of Italo? I mean, now he's going to be in a position where he's surfing in another matchup here. Matchup number 2.
Really just absorb it and reset again. And then come back firing. But let's check the energy level on this first wave.
Already grabbing the start and taking control is Italo Ferreira. Throws down a big vertical. Nice solid carve. Perfect transition. Belts it again. Nice pace. Nice snap to slide over the coping. Big whip vertically again. Really drilling all his targets. Now he's got a final fin ditch. He'll lose that wave, but it was only half a foot. Damage was done. Brilliant start. Mike Parsons was actually maybe not doing 8 turns and doing 3 quality turns on certain sections as we look at this wave, Jesse.
Let's just break this down. Look how last he's moving his board off the bottom turn. See how he's engaging the rail and driving through those fins, getting the speed, and that's just giving him a perfect setup to explode the lip 5 times. Obviously, the last 2 were a little less critical. The wave was a bit smaller, but that was excellent surfing from Italo, and that's a great way to start the heat.
We love you too, Katie, as we watch a big blast there, throwing the fins out. John Florence with his signature move. Driving into another big hack there. And now laying it down to shut it down. There's a lot of emotion coming out of the big man. Take another look at John's explosive start.
Streaking down the line here, pressure on the front foot, jams that backhand into the wall, and that is that trademark layback hack that we've seen John Florence lean into so often, and it's a turn that he's got so many variations of. Does some great work down the line here.